I don't remember when exactly, but I think it was when I had an economics assignment to do. It was a spoof of an interview with an entrepreneur. My group, which included my friend who I've referred to as Jost on this channel in the past, chose to do it on Gordon Ramsay. The aforementioned friend was going to play Gordon Ramsay in this video that we were going to do, and for research, he watched many episodes of Kitchen Nightmares on YouTube. Now, the aesthetic and humor of this channel warrants a video in and of itself, but it was what was at the end of one of these videos, entitled Gordon Baffled by Thin Crust Pizza, that we both found insanely interesting. At the very end of this end card, a video titled Return in glitchy text appears. Clicking on this reveals a 5-episode analog horror from the last place I would have ever expected. This is the Kitchen Nightmares ARG. That story I just told happened months ago, and the memory just randomly popped into my head, and after a couple searches on YouTube, I can't find anyone who has talked about this despite the first video having over 600,000 views. Oh, and one last thing. The first video in the series is linked in the description, and there should be an iCard in the corner, so go watch it if you want to experience it candidly. It'll only take around 6 to 7 minutes to watch them all. Anyways, let's actually get into these videos. The first video is entitled Return, and the first 16 seconds of this minute-long video consists of static and a loud banging sound. At the 12-second mark, the static begins to fade, showing a faint red object surrounded by darkness. And at the aforementioned 16-second mark, the whole screen cuts to black, but in the very next second, the red object returns, with a much fainter static. The red object gets brighter and slowly approaches the screen, revealing it to be a cloth covering something rectangular. However, when the cloth falls, there's nothing underneath. The next video, entitled Gone But Not Forgotten.mp4, begins with Chef Ramsay pulling a microwave off a shelf. He calls this microwave Chef Mike.
Chef Mike, you've been so busy. It's time that you took a little vacation.
He has a conversation, albeit sarcastically, with this microwave as he plots to throw it out, but the microwave is seen to respond in these text blurbs. These Comic Sans text blurbs. Curious. Gordon then approaches a window, Chef Mike in hand. Mike pleads to Gordon for his life, but nevertheless, in front of a group of onlookers, Ramsay throws the chef out of the window.
Later, Chef Mike!
Somber music plays as the frame freezes on Mike's corpse, as he whispers his final words. It's so dark and cold. Why, Gordo, why? I worked so hard. This quote was so impactful while watching, in my opinion it's reached the same heights as Local 58's. This message will repeat until there's none to read it. The third video, chef/mike.exe, is quite short and replays the events of Chef Mike's murder in an action film trailer-esque format. However, one thing is different. In the final shot of Mike's body, he's not lifeless. A single twitch can be seen, implying that he is indeed alive. The fourth video, Do Not Watch.mmm, of course has the file type mmm in its title, which I don't expect many people to be familiar with. MMM is a file type used by the Magix Music Maker software as a music maker arrangement file. To my understanding, these files are used to save and edit music composition between sessions. However, it's also noted that the extension MMM can also sound like when read aloud, which is the sound a microwave makes, and that is likely the connection that is being made here. Moving on, the video opens on a familiar frame of Mike's dead body, a slight TV distortion effect applied, as we hear that familiar microwave hum. Nothing much changes over the course of this video, other than the video progressively getting more distorted. At the 54-second mark, beeping is heard. The same beeping you will hear from a microwave when its use is complete, when it's done cooking or preparing something. Again, very curious. The fifth and final video, Birth of the Universe, opens up on a black screen and low rumbling. Slowly, Chef Mike, in repaired glory, drifts across the screen. Suddenly, a flash of light. followed by the creation of the universe and the subsequent integration of Mike's being into that universe. This is followed by another flash, Mike drifting across the screen again, and a prompt to watch the first video again, entitled Return. A complete circle. Something that we have not touched on yet, which is a staple in analog horror series such as this, is the description of the videos. Many other series use the description to hide clues as they are seldom checked on, so let us take a look at the descriptions of the 5 videos in the Kitchen Nightmares analog horror series. Beginning with Return. The video's description is merely the video's release date, October 31st, 2021, perhaps alluding to the fact that the events in the video take place on the same date. Gone But Not Forgotten Dynamite B4 provides us with no further clues that we haven't gone over already, just some beeps and the words, Chef Mike will return, which of course we already knew. But something to take note of is the date the video was uploaded, June 13th, 2019. Almost 2 years before the assumed first video in this series. Chef/Mike.exe's description has a single period followed by 4 numbers, those 4 numbers being 42, 65, 65 again, and 70. This is a classic hexadecimal cipher, and when converted, it's revealed to say beep, truly bone-chilling. Do Not Watch that MMM doesn't appear to have any lore significance, simply saying Happy Spooktober, because it was released in the month of October. The birth of the universe is similar in the fact that it only says the big theory. However, this does confirm that we are watching the rebirth of the universe outside of the title implying it. The story of the Kitchen Nightmares ARG, as I understand it, is as follows. Chef Gordon Ramsay, in an attempt to show a lazy restaurant owner that he cannot microwave every dish, rips the hard-working Chef Mike from the wall and throws him from a 2nd or 3rd story window in front of a crowd of restaurant staff. In his final moments, Mike laments on Gordon's actions, but does not succumb. He will put himself back together again. And so he does. He shows signs of life, and when his physical form is ready, we hear it. The beep. The beef significant of when Chef Mike has completed his job, but this time it is indicative of Chef Mike completing his promise to return. However, Mike's survival wasn't supposed to happen. He breaks the timeline, causing a singularity, which forces the universe to reset itself, creating a second Big Bang, or Big in this case. This is why we see Mike fading away, and is also why the video series repeats, and is also why there's nothing under the cloth in return. Mike is alive. But he's not here. Not yet. What we can do now, while we wait for the next great return, is to give a moment of silence for the wonderful Chef Mike.
Alone at the edge of a universe, humming a tune, for merely dreaming we were snow.
Alright, let's cut the crap here. I'm not sure how much this little series of videos was thought out, but it was fun to watch them all and write this script, analyzing their deeper meanings. Again, my friend and I found this video at the very end of Gordon Baffled by Thin Crust Pizza on the Kitchen Nightmares YouTube channel, but it's also at the end of Gordon Throws Chef Mike Out of a Window, and probably other Kitchen Nightmares videos as well. I don't think this series was created with deeper meanings or anything of the sort. It was most definitely just for fun, and another quick look at the entire Kitchen Nightmares YouTube channel, and it's not difficult to see why this is my conclusion. If there is a plot, I'm satisfied in saying that we've solved it here today, and seeing as, to my knowledge, this is the only video discussing the series, it seems like I have no competition, so nobody can tell me I'm wrong. If there are any other videos discussing this, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to watch them and see their takes. Well, that is all from me. See you all later, goodbye.